Florida mother is accused of breaking her 10-year-old son's jaw because he wouldn't stop playing Fortnite. The South Daytona mother faces child abuse charges. The police report says the mom asked the boy to take a shower, but he kept playing the video game. She then punched the boy in the jaw, dislocating it.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Today we're going to be talking about 5 ways feminism has made women miserable. Before I get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and hit that like button. All right. The reason why I'm making this video is because we are living in a time right now where you're seeing more women drinking, you're seeing more women smoking, you're seeing more women arguing, and you're definitely seeing more women fighting. I'm seeing women fight left and right. But one thing that you're seeing in a lot of women is they are miserable, but they're all putting on the front as if they're happy. All right, let's go ahead and break that down. Okay, the first reason why they're miserable is because of the power trade. See, it used to be a time where women were considered vulnerable and weak, but they gave that up to be strong. But they've been acting strong so much that they have masculated themselves and emasculated men. So now you have a lot of strong women that are walking around playing the roles of a man, and you have a lot of women that are walking around not really playing the role of a woman, but has the sensitivity of a woman. So a lot of these men are being emasculated, and a lot of them were emasculated by their mothers growing up whenever the feminist movement started at a young age. A lot of women started talking to their sons bad because the father wasn't around, which caused the son to grow up emasculated from being treated a certain way. Now, what's making them miserable in that category is the simple fact that they don't even know how to go back and be a woman again. They're so used to being a man now that they don't even know how to be a girly girl anymore. And that's what makes women miserable, is because they're stuck inside of a frame of thinking. All right? Next is they've become very, very, very good actresses. You know, they got this front like the world is just good and they're dandy, they're live, they're working 90 hours a week and everything's cool. But what's really going on is that the more they're suffering inside, the bigger of a front they're gonna put on the outside. The toughest they're gonna act, the more they're gonna act like it's okay. See, they're putting on the images to make their life look a certain way, and then they're acting like they too cool for school. Nah, it's not gonna work like that. They're all putting on this front like they just don't even care about anything, and that life is just going the way that they want it to go. That's what's making a woman miserable, is because no one feels like that. Even people that are walking around that have everything in life don't feel like everything is dandy. But you got every girl walking around nowadays as if everything is dandy. They're doing more covering up of the suffering that they've done. They just don't want to admit that they do not know it all. But they will debate you to death. But even if they come up short, they still got a reason why they're right. That's one of the reasons why they're miserable, is putting on this act. All right, next. They have completely destroyed dating. No man is looking to take no woman out for a dating anymore. Not too many people are dating. Women nowadays have the I don't need a man movement. They don't need a man, they don't want a man. So what they're doing is they just spend their time on these dating sites, hooking up with random guys on Tinder whenever they need to get that stress relief from working all them hours at work and putting up with all the debt that they put themselves into to be considered this feminist boss. That's what most women have put themselves under stress is putting themselves in debt and having a lot of debt to pay. So then they go to Tinder because they need sex to get a stress relief. That's what women are really doing. They have absolutely killed monogamy relationships, and they turned themselves into sex objects for one-night stands. Now this is going to make a woman very miserable, and the reason for that is by the time she wakes up, she'll realize that she's not even valuable. Now, around this time, you're gonna start seeing a lot of women get fat and ugly really, really, really fast. And the reason why you're going to see that is because of them stressing from not being as valuable and being worthless, because they've been sleeping around so much. Remember, microchimerism, the more men she sleep with, the more DNA she keeps of a man. And I have a video explaining that, microchimerism within a woman's body, how she keeps all the DNAs of all the men she's ever slept with. Scientifically proven. Next, their looks. Now, this is what drives women miserable the most. It's because on all of these sites, right, they got all these filters to make the woman look perfect. And then they have all this makeup that they can put on to look perfect. So women look perfect all the time. And if you give them a compliment, their ego just goes through the roof. And you'll be like, good Lord, that was just a little something. She could be a woman with the weirdest body, but has on the most makeup. You give her a compliment, now she's cocky. She thinks she's the beauty queen walking around. All right, this is what makes them miserable, is because they know at the end of the day, they have to go home and take that off. They know them wigs that they trying to get, when they put that on, at some point they got to take it off and return back to them. That makeup, they got to scrape it off. Them booty shots got to be redone. Plastic surgery for the titties, I don't even think women are still getting those anymore. But I'm seeing a hell of a lot of booty shots out here. This is what making women miserable. It's the simple fact, all of them can do the same thing as the next girl to look pretty. So it makes the competition high. What makes them more miserable is the simple fact that you have men to compete with now, because the transgender is being pushed onto people and you have to accept it. That and their looks is going to make women miserable nowadays, because the competition is too high for them to keep up. All right, last but not least, no husband and no boyfriend. Cool. The reason for that is because we live in a sex culture. Women have programmed themselves just to be in sex objects. We see it in TV, we see it in the news, we see it on the internet, and we see it when we go. Even if you just go into the gym, most of these girls look like they're wearing clothes that can reveal parts of their body that they want to be seen. That's what's happening. Guys aren't looking to marry women. They aren't looking to chase women anymore. So you have less women that are going to have boyfriends and less women that are going to have husbands. The thing about a man is, a man can find him a dog and just go on for the rest of his life and be cool. Women can't do that. Women always need companionship. And they're noticing companionship with a woman is only a phase. That's a college phase, that's a young phase. As they get older, they grow out of that phase. That's not anything that they can hold on to. Now, the biggest threat that women are having now is MGTOW. And you want to know why MGTOW is the biggest threat? It's because you have millions of men out there that are MGTOW and they don't even know it. That by the time they find out that they're MGTOW and they join on to it, it's only going to make the force even more powerful. So you have to understand, MGTOW right now has women really in the frenzy, for the simple fact, men don't really need you. If a man wants a one-night stand, he could just go to Tinder, talk to you for a couple of days, and be hitting them cheeks later on that night, because you got so many slutty women out there now. Like, you got beautiful women throwing it at you. You could just imagine what the fat chicks are doing. And when and people may bleed, who wants the fat chick? Let me tell you something about a man. The longer he goes without sex, the prettier a woman looks. So the longer a man goes without sex, that little fat chick online is the chick that he's gonna be fucking. And this is what makes women miserable, is because a man can always get sex now from so many different angles. And then we know how to cook our own food. We know how to do everything. We don't really need a woman to do anything now. We don't even need a woman to build anything up, a legacy. You can leave your legacy behind to anybody. Nowadays, you can leave your legacy on a flash drive. For real. It's so many things that you could do nowadays for a man to satisfy himself that he really doesn't even need a woman. Only thing a man needs to know is that he's not getting married, and if you're getting a divorce, you're screwed for life. Period. You need to understand that now, man. You get a divorce, you're screwed for life. Please make sure if you're coming out of that situation, you're coming out clean, because women are more miserable than ever. And trust me, divorcees are going to catch it the worst, because that's where they know that they can kill you at. All right, this is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers, and thank you for all the comments that are in the comment section.